Hello friends, welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal Idunyate, and today we are working once again in my 2021 October daily album. This is going to be story number 24, and it's using the prompt of, I believe, ghost stories or scary stories, something along those lines. When I was working with this prompt, I decided what would be really fun would be to download some free Halloween themed Mad Libs and have each of our family members fill one out. So I have 3 of them. One is mine, one is my daughter's, and one is my son's. And I'm going to use those in a pocket to represent just some fun stories that we told and some laughs that we enjoyed. I'm pairing this with a photo that I took out in the backyard with the kids. We put some white sheets over our heads and played like ghosts and took some pictures, and that was really fun. So that is the picture I'm using on the back side of my journaling. And then I have that little journaling card that just talks about sitting down and doing these stories with the kids and just how it was a lot of fun. Now, as a kid, I was a big fan of the show, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that might have been my prompt, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And it made me think of the show. So I decided that I wanted to find this, some kind of graphic of the Midnight Society. And if you don't know anything about Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's a group of kids who get together around a campfire. They call themselves the Midnight Society, and they tell each other ghost stories. The ghost stories are what becomes the episodes that you watch. So I thought that was a really fun way to store these quote-unquote ghost stories, and to basically just say that we are the Midnight Society, right? So I printed the graphic that I found. It was just a freebie graphic on Google, and I printed that on vellum, cut it down to, I believe, about 4 1/4 inches by maybe 3 to 4 inches. It might be 3.5. And that is going to become a pocket on top of a patterned black piece of paper. And I think the black paper, when I pull it back over, I'll see here in a minute, I think it just says Eek repeated on top of it, which was kind of cute. So for the Mad Libs themselves, I wanted to cover up the top portion, which was the free graphic that came on top of the Mad Lib. I want to cover that up with some plain white paper and then stamp on top of that titles for each one. Now, when you are trying to become part of the Midnight Society, you are required to write a story and then tell it around the campfire. And these are basically story entries in order to be considered as a group or as a member of the Midnight Society in the show. So I thought it would be fun to title these entry number 1, number 2, and number 3, as though they are the stories that we are submitting to try and become part of the Midnight Society. It's just a fun, quirky way of telling this story, and bringing in some of the nostalgia of the shows that I grew up watching and loving when I was probably maybe a middle schooler. I probably watched that show in middle school and maybe high school. It was a really good one, though. And there are some new versions of the show, I believe, on Amazon Prime. So if you're looking for a fun show to watch during the month of October, that one could be a fun one that's not too scary. So it can be somewhat family friendly. You're getting a little sneak peek here of the layout I'm going to be working on next, the cup there, which that will be coming. That's the next layout you're going to see. In the meantime, I am going to use my sewing machine to stitch around the side and the bottom and the other side in order to make this into a pocket. I am going to be adding this into my album outside of the page protector, so that means that I will be hole punching it with my 6 hole punch, and I'm going to do that before I put my sewing machine away because I had a feeling that I accidentally stitched exactly where the holes were going to go, which would then cut my thread, and I was correct. So I'm going to put it back through my sewing machine one more time just to reinforce the edge next to the holes. That way I don't have to worry about this falling apart over time. Then all I have to do is stick this into the album, layer in the 3 entries into the pocket there, add in my photo, which is adhered back to back with the journaling card, and I just need to add a number. So 2 little white number stickers to designate this as story number 24, and this layout is going to be finished. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this story came together. If you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below. Let me know if you are planning to document an October daily or some kind of fall album this year. And if you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. I will be back with another October daily story very soon, so keep an eye out for that one. Until then, have a great rest of your day, friends, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now.